So let's see today's lovely Goan porridge with not a single drop of oil used in this recipe. So I've taken exactly 1 cup of rice in a bowl, and I'm going to wash this rice thrice under running water. I'm just showing it to you. So squeeze out all, squeeze the rice under the water, and first it will come very murky like this. And as you continue doing it, the water will become more clearer. And after you've washed it nicely thrice under water, you're just going to cover and set it aside for 8 hours. You can keep it overnight too, but 8 hours would be sufficient. So after 8 hours, I've drained out all the water from the rice. Now besides that, we're going to use 1 cup of freshly grated coconut. Try to use, fresh coconut. The taste is really better. 2 tablespoons of sugar, or you can adjust it according to your sweetness, and salt to taste. Now here I've got a large mixer jar, and I'm just going to transfer the rice, the coconut, the sugar, and the salt to my mixer jar. Now porridge is mostly made, for breakfast. You can have it all by itself, or you can have it with a nice coconut chutney. I leave a link to my coconut chutney recipe down. Or you can even have it with gravies like sorpatel, vindaru, chicken curry, shakuti. It's like a kind of a dosa or a neer dosa, and it's very versatile. You can have it with anything. Even all by itself, it's so nice and delicious. And now I'm just going to add a little water at a time. Totally I've used about half cup of water, and we want to get this typical runny kind of a batter, very similar to a neer dosa batter, a little thinner than a regular dosa batter. Now I've kept my iron pan heating on a low to medium flame for at least 10 to 15 minutes. This is very important that your pan is nice and heated up. And then you're just going to pour about 2 ladlefuls. Now you're not going to spread it out too much like a dosa, just a little bit so you get that nice round shape. Don't spread it out too much. And then you're just going to cover it and keep it on a medium flame for about half a minute, and you'll see that you tend to get these little bit of pores and bubbles all over. And then with your spatula, very, very gently just loosen up the sides. You have to be extremely gentle, otherwise it will break. But if your pan is nice and heavy, nice and hot rather, it loosens up very, very easily. Now, if you want to know about this pan, you can check it out in my Amazon store. It's in my cooking section, so you can get your hands on this. I use it for my dosas, for my gavans, for everything, and it comes out really amazing. Now we're going to cook the other side also for about half a minute. And then you're just going to transfer this to your serving plate. And in this way, you can make all the dosas. The porridge. And with this 1 cup of rice, I got exactly 8 porridge. And these are medium size. I haven't made them very small, or I haven't made them very large. I remember my mom used to make this for us, for breakfast. And just these with a cup of tea is a nice filling breakfast. Although I personally like it with a little bit of coconut chutney at the side. So the trick is to have a nice heavy bottomed iron pan like this, and to really heat it up well, and you're all set. So I hope you do give this Goan porridge recipe a try. Let me know in the comments section how you like this recipe. Go and check out all my other recipes, which I'll leave the link to all of them in the description box below, as well as the comment section below. So you can go and click on them and just go directly to the recipe you're looking for. So here they are. They're so light and so nice, and not a single drop of oil used in this recipe. So it's so healthy too. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Sooner they think. This is Akshata signing off. Take care, guys. Be kind and loving to one another. Bye. Pulao recipe which goes well with any side dish. So here I've taken 1 cup of rice. Now I'm using basmati rice. I've washed it well thrice and soaked it in 3 cups of water for at least an hour. Now we have some whole spices. So here we have 2 bay leaves, 3 cardamoms or elaichis. These are 5 cloves or lavang. These are 2 big elaichis or big cardamoms. This is half a teaspoon of peppercorns. And that is half a teaspoon of jaljeera. If you don't have jaljeera, you can use normal plain cumin seeds. This is 2 medium onions sliced, 2 medium tomatoes chopped, 2 tablespoons of yogurt or dahi or curd. I leave a recipe of how I make the dahi or the yogurt at home in the description box below. These are about 15 mint leaves of pudina, half a lemon, and 1/4 cup of fresh coriander leaves chopped fine. Now we have some powder masalas. This is 1 tablespoon of coriander powder or dhania, 1 teaspoon of homemade garam masala, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. I'll leave the recipe of the garam masala. 1 tablespoon of kasuri methi, 1 green chili chopped fine, and 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. So these are all the ingredients. So now I've taken a pan or a pot, heated it up. Then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil and 2 teaspoons of clarified butter or ghee. Now once all of the oil is nice and hot, we're going to add the whole spices. We're going to flavor it by just frying the whole spices a bit. Then we're going to add the onions that we chopped fine, sliced fine rather, and we're going to fry the onions really well till they become translucent. Next I'm going to add the kasuri methi, just crush it up a bit and add it. Mix that well in. Next goes in the finely chopped green chili. Fry the chili well in the oil. And now we're going to add the ginger garlic paste. Now if you're grinding it at home, use about 5 large cloves of garlic and 1 inch of ginger and make it a fine paste. You can also use the ready-made paste. Next goes in the tomatoes. And now we have to cook the tomatoes till they're nice and soft and mushy. So we're going to cover it and cook it for about 3 minutes till the tomatoes become nice and soft, and then just press down the tomatoes. Now we're going to turn off the heat for about half a minute. And then we're going to add the dahi or the yogurt. So we don't have to add the dahi or the yogurt when the mixture is on the heat. So add the dahi or the yogurt and then turn the flame on. Mix everything nicely together. This way the dahi or the yogurt will not, go bad or spoil. And now we're going to add our lemon juice. So just take the juice of half a lemon. So that comes to half a tablespoon of lemon juice. Now we're going to add the 3 powder masalas. Next goes in the mint leaves. And I'm going to keep a few mint leaves for garnish. Also fresh coriander. I'm going to keep a little coriander for the garnish. Now mix all of this really well together. Next we're going to add some salt to taste. Mix everything well. And now we're going to add 2 cups of water. Since we used 1 cup of rice, so we're going to use 2 cups of water. And now we're going to mix everything and we're going to let the water come to a gentle boil. Once it starts boiling, then just mix everything well together. And now we're going to drain all the water from the soaked rice and add the rice. Now we're going to mix everything really nicely together. And we're going to cook this till the water starts to evaporate. Now once the water starts to evaporate like this, just cover and keep it on a very low flame for about 5 minutes, checking in between. And then once all the water is evaporated, turn off the heat and just keep it for another 10 to 15 minutes with the cover. Don't open the cover. And that's it, guys. Your lovely simple pulao is all ready. And then just garnish it and serve it with some fresh lemon. This is a super simple recipe and it goes very well with any chicken recipe or fry recipe. So here I've taken about 100 grams of bhendi or okra, washed it really well and patted it dry. It has to be completely dry. Then I cut off both ends and I've just slit it in the middle like this. Now always check for worms or dirt inside the bhendi, and if it is, then just discard that. Only use fresh bhendi. Now we're going to make the stuffing or the filling. For that I've taken 1.5 teaspoon of sambar powder. Next, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of red chili powder and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder. Next, I'm going to be adding about 3/4 of a teaspoon of amchur powder or dry mango powder. This is 1 tablespoon of roasted peanut powder and salt to taste. Now do taste the filling and you can adjust all the ingredients according to your liking. If you want to add more spice or more sourness, then adjust it that way. Now I'm just going to put the filling into the bhendi like this and then just press it down and set it aside. Now you can always make this filling and keep it aside, or you can even double the quantity and make a larger quantity. So whenever you want to make this recipe, you already have the filling at hand. So in this way, just stuff all of them, and now I've heated about 1 tablespoon of oil on my pan and I'm just going to fry this really well till the bhendi is really fried well, or the okra is really nicely fried. So it should turn to a darker green color like this. Now I'm going to set that aside and I've heated about 1 teaspoon of oil in my kadhi or pan. Then I'm going to add just half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera and half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hing. Now I'm going to add all of the fried and stuffed bhendi or okra into this fodni or bagar, and then just mix everything well and cook it for just 1 minute or half a minute. We don't want the bhendi to turn soft. We want it to still be nice and crispy. So just for about half a minute, just toss it into the bagar, and that's it, guys. Turn off the heat and this lovely masala bhendi fry is all ready. And I love to have this with some lovely dal fry and rice. So do try out this recipe and I'll catch you in my next video. So friends, let's see today's lovely recipe of masale bhaat and tomato saar. Now here I have 50 grams of tendli or tonli. I've washed it really well and I'm going to cut off the edges. Once all the edges are cut off, we're going to slice it really thin in this manner, like this. This is a closer look. So you first cut it into half and then cut each half into 3s or 4s. So this is the tonli all prepped up. Now we are also going to be requiring about 10 to 12 cashew nuts. This is 2 teaspoons of goda masala or kala masala, 5 to 7 fresh curry leaves, 1 teaspoon each of sugar and 1 teaspoon of jaggery or gur, 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohori or rai, and 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder. Now here I've taken half a cup of basmati rice, washed it really well and soaked it in 1 cup of water for about 10 minutes. Now we are also going to be requiring 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds or jeera, 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds or dhania, 4 dried red chilies, half an inch of cinnamon or dalchini, 5 cloves and 5 peppercorns, that is miri as well as lavang. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dry roast all of these dry spices for at least a whole minute till you get the lovely aroma. And once they come to room temperature, you're going to grind them in a mixer to a very coarse powder. Then we're going to add half a cup of fresh coriander leaves and again grind this. And you get this beautiful masala or mixture. To set that aside. Now here I've drained the water from the rice and I've also kept 2 cups of water to boil. Now heat a pan and add 2 teaspoons of oil. Once the oil is nice and hot, you're going to add the mustard seeds. Let them splutter or pop. Once they begin to splutter, you're going to add the haldi powder. Then we're going to add the tondli or the TENDLI and really fry it for at least a whole minute. Fry it really well in this flavored oil. Next, we're going to be adding the curry leaves and we're going to fry the curry leaves also in this oil. Next, we're going to add the cashew nuts and fry the cashew nuts in the oil as well. Now I've drained all the water from the rice like I showed you. So now I'm going to add this basmati rice. It's best to use basmati rice for masale bhaat. It just, elevates it to another level and it tastes really good with basmati rice. And now fry the rice also for at least half a minute in this oil. This is also very important. Fry it really, really well. And now the water, as you can see, is started to boil. Now add this hot water to the rice. See that it spreads out evenly all over the rice. And be extremely careful because this is hot boiling water. And ensure that all the grains that you see at the side of the pan also go into the water. And then just give it a gentle stir. Mix everything well together. And now we're going to add this ground powder or ground paste that we made with all the roasted spices and the coriander leaves. This is what gives the masale bhaat its true, flavor as well as the aroma. So get all that goodness in. Mix everything well. Once you add this, you can already, get the lovely aroma of the masale bhaat. It doesn't take much time. It'll now another 5 to 7 minutes. The masale bhaat is going to be ready. Now we're going to add the goda or the kara masala. I will leave a link to how I make it at home. But you can also use the ready-made masala that's available. Now we're going to add some salt to taste. So this is a 1/4 teaspoon that I'm using. So I've in total used around 1 teaspoon, but you can adjust it as per taste. Then we're going to add the sugar and the jaggery or the gur or the jaggery. Mix everything really well together. And now all we have to do is just cover and cook this for about 5 minutes till all the water dries up. So you can keep an eye on it and just check it. And your masale bhaat is all ready. So when serving this, just drizzle some lovely sarsuk toop or clarified butter or ghee and also some grated coconut, fresh coconut as well as some finely chopped coriander leaves, and you're all set. And now for the tomato saar, I'll leave instructions of how I prepare the tomato puree at home, but you can also use ready-made tomato puree. This is about 100 grams of tomato puree or 4 medium tomatoes. I've just added salt and sugar to it and I'm going to get it to a gentle boil. Once it begins to boil, I'm going to add half a cup of coconut milk. Let the mixture, mix everything well and let it come to a nice gentle boil for about 3 minutes and then turn it off. And here I've taken 4 teaspoons of ghee, to which I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds and 1 small green chili cut fine. So this is the tempering. We're going to add this fodni or tadka or tempering to our saar, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So I leave instructions of how I prepared the tomato puree at home, or you can watch the video till the end because I've told mentioned it at the end of the video as to how I've prepared the tomato puree. So I hope you give these two recipes a try.